Okay, so it seems that there's been a little bit of a drama going down in the CN wuwa community. Now, obviously, it seems like obviously something to do with this Xianjiajun group, which we've talked about obviously a while ago, obviously causing a lot of kind of havoc and chaos in the kind of gacha space in general. Now, obviously, this person has uploaded it to wuwa Unfiltered, saying, TLDR, the Chinese wuwa community is calling for Kuro Games to remove the voice actress for Female Rover due to her affiliations with the Xianjiajun group and her involvement in orchestrating cyberbullying and doxing targeting wuwa players. Now, obviously, these are some pretty crazy accusations here. Now, I don't know how true this is and how affiliated the Female Rover voice actor is, or if it is due to the fact that they just dislike the Female Rover voice actor and they just want to affiliate her with anything to get her out. Because we've seen how a lot of the Chinese audience have treated women in this space previously, so it wouldn't surprise me if it is just a kind of way to get her out. But let's just keep reading. They say basically the voice actor for the female protagonist colluded with Xianjiajun to spread rumors and defame wuwa players, resulting in wuwa players being doxed and cyberbullied by Hoyo Shields and the Xianjiajun. Now, obviously, that's kind of interesting because obviously this is Female Rover we're talking about here. Why would this happen? Why would someone want these players, the players of your own game, which you've voiced one of the most prominent characters in the game? Why is this even a thing? I'm not seeing any motivation here to do it. They're saying, according to the screenshots provided by a doxed victim, the victim urged her to issue a public apology for her actions, but she initially refused, stating that she has 600,000 fans, most of whom are Hoyo fans. Eventually, she did release a public apology, but it did not specify the reason for the apology, or and also who she was apologizing to in any of the context, nor did it mention doxing or Xianjiajun. Obviously, for those unfamiliar with Xianjiajun, they are essentially the most extreme Hoyo supporters, the die-hard Hoyo shields who go to any lengths, mostly by doxing and harassing anybody who they see as an enemy of Hoyo. They are also recognized as a criminal organization by the Chinese government. I haven't heard that one, but that's crazy if that is true. They said with most of the leaders being arrested due to efforts of Hypergriff and the Arknights community, which I could also see because obviously a lot of the online harassment and stuff that's been going on. Now, obviously, a lot of people have been skeptical about this. Obviously, people saying the gacha space is full of mental health cases. It's crazy, said Lamau. People are always doing this. It's always the Western players. They have no idea how crazy the Asian community is. That Asian people always come up with the most brutal and senseless cases, like, for example, stalking an author or setting fire to his house because the manga character he liked didn't end up being with the girl that he wanted. This leads many authors to hide their identities. I don't see any cases outside of China and Japan, especially in Japan. They say the online world of Eastern Asian is terrible, it's wild. So yeah, obviously people are talking about that, but people saying, but why? She is on the payroll of Kuro, which is exactly what I'm saying. Why bite the hand that feeds you as well? I honestly don't understand those people and why they make these weird decisions. It's a typical moment of human nature. She probably thinks that she secured a very important role. Female Rover and wuwa and Kuro devs will not fire/terminate her, even if she does any major incident like bullying/doxing a wuwa player. The best example is the past voice actor for Paimon in Genshin. Karina Boga also thought that the Genshin devs will not fire her, as so she will also get into a major controversy, and she ended up getting terminated/kicked out of her Paimon roles. Obviously, one of the best decisions that Genshin made. That yeah, typical I'm too important to replace attitude, which could be the case, but obviously a lot of people, I'm still skeptical about the actual reason and the kind of motive behind this, because although it's fine to say that, hey, they feel like they can do whatever they want because they have such an important role, right? It also just doesn't give me a reason though as to why they would do it. Obviously for Karina, whenever she got fired, her reason to do it was due to a lot of the strikes that were going on. There was a motive there, but this just doesn't seem like any motive apart from just to screw over Kuro players. But that just doesn't really make sense to me. It doesn't really add up to me. It wasn't the first time that happened. People who take jobs take them only because it earns them money, not because they like doing it. So, for example, Western localizers often found to hate the things that they do. They take it either because it's either a stepping stone for future projects, or because they need the money, or because they genuinely hate what it is and want to change it. But most importantly, the reason for this behavior is stupidly inflated egos backed up by even stupider brain. Snowbreak went through something similar. A female employee destroyed a cake CN Snowbros sent to devs to show appreciation just because she thought it would teach them a lesson and gloated about it on social media. And obviously he said, you're assuming she doesn't voice for miHoYo games. Voice actresses, actors are generally free agents. They're not employees of one company, which also could be true. I don't know much about her voice actor. I said her fan base largely consists of Hoyo fans, so wuwa is not as important as Genshin Impact for her. Oh, she voiced Kokomi, there you go. Second, since she voiced the main character, she probably thinks that she's too important and won't face any kind of consequences. They say this isn't the first time it happened. In Snowbreak, a whole group of voice actors in CN left the game in a strange way and almost in unison, leaving only 2 voice actors if I remember. They were Cartethyia and Cherno VAs. So it probably isn't her dream job to voice act for a gacha game, even though gacha games make a lot of money. She may be viewed as a stepping stone for her dream role. So yeah, a lot of people are kind of repeating the same sentiment here and saying that people are thinking that she's just using this as a stepping stone to get a bigger role, and that's potentially as to why she's turned on Wuthering Waves fans, because A, she doesn't want to be affiliated with them too closely, but also at the same time, B, she just thinks that she can do whatever she wants, and maybe it could force a move to somewhere else. But at the same time, I'm still not seeing much motivation as to why someone would do this, as to why someone would work with Xianjiajun, because we know Xianjiajun does have a big effect on the community, and they are definitely real, and they are obviously doing the stuff that they're doing to spread a lot of anti-wuwa sentiment. But hey, maybe this could also be a kind of ploy from this group to make it seem like there's some kind of instability going on with the Female Rover voice actor, and maybe they have actually made it up themselves. You never know, maybe this voice actor is completely innocent and hasn't been doing anything, and the group has just been trying to make a story about it to make it seem like A, they're more legitimate, and B, to bring down a lot more wuwa fans, which I think is interesting. But again, I think this is a interesting post, but at the same time, they have included a lot of evidence, and including like a CN summary and mega thread about this kind of stuff, which apparently has brought up a lot of things. Obviously saying, I understand your feelings, but during the period of exposing news, the main function of the exposing bar is to expose related content. In order not to affect the layout, the bar management team has decided to essentially handle the recent community rhythm content. Please post relevant content here. New related posts will be deleted. So I think that's them sorting out the moderating the kind of community. But yeah, I mean, a lot of people have been talking about this over on Baidu. But again, I think, I don't know, I just can't see the motivation. I can't see where the motivation is coming from. If you guys can find it and let me know in the comments, then I definitely would encourage that. But again, obviously that is something that is going on. There's a lot of people, there's 144 replies in just that thread alone. So again, it is a big topic, but again, I'm just not seeing any motivation. I'm not seeing why the female voice actor for Rover would do this, and why she'd work with a group like that. And is this misinformation? Is this real? We don't really know, but hey, that's up to you to make your mind on. And obviously, yeah, I mean, I just kind of wanted to bring this to you guys because I saw it. I thought it was pretty interesting if it is true, but obviously we don't know. It could be fake, and obviously it's not the first time that something has been faked in the community, so it could be, but hey, it could also be real. They have provided a lot of screenshots and a thread, but hey, who knows. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, go to GameStop, use my code Kaza, get 10% off again. They got a ton of really cool stuff over there. I definitely recommend checking it out. Yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. So, see ya.